I think my first job was when my dad said, "Go and water those trees." We had planted a windbreak because Alberta agriculture used to give farmers small trees that you planted as a windbreak. And of course, that really helped to curtail erosion. So every farm all over Alberta had windbreaks that were trees that had been planted by farmers, and Alberta agriculture encouraged that. And it was a really dry summer, and we had these rows of little trees that were wilting, and I must have been about 6, and my dad said, "Here's a pail, there's the pump, you're going to go and water all those trees." And I was a little kid, and I did. I trudged out there, and they all got a half pail of water, and I trudged back. And he said, "Good job." And then, of course, if you're a kid growing up on a farm, whether you're in the Alberta parkland or anywhere, you do chores. We did chores. I fetched the cows, I milked cows, and as I got older, of course, I drove the tractor. We were all on my family farm, we were all working. You didn't just loaf around. We had lots of time to play, but you also had chores. And so you learned that you were contributing to the family fortune, and you had to do your chores, and you had to be reliable. And I did everything. I drove a tractor, I dug fence poles, I chased cows, I milked cows. I did it all. And so I got a very strong sense of work very, very early. Although on the farm, of course, working outside is always fun. And although I was the bad kid who was always lugging a book along under my arm, so my mother would say, "You can't possibly be weeding the garden while you've got that book under your arm," but I'd somehow managed to do it. So that was my earliest sense of work. But it also taught me that work is a kind of solace. You're never bored because you've always got something to do. I mean, if we said, "I'm bored," to my mother, she'd say, "I've got a job for you right now." And we got it. And you always think about a job as being something that was kind of engaging. You found a way to make the job fun. And it was also, of course, a chance when I could let my imagination run wild. Because it's true, I didn't necessarily love weeding the carrots, but I could imagine that I was anywhere. And that was tremendous freedom.